Oh, it's a great day to be up on the board, catch a wave, as we welcome you to Petco Park, and we're ready for this final game of the 3-game series. And as the Padres in their 78 throwback uniforms take the field, we are happy to tell you our closed captioning brought to you by Corky. Some pitchers throw heat. Corky's throws heat at termites. Find out about Corky's Totally Green Heat treatment today. Up north, the Cubs got 2 in the first. San Francisco, 3 home runs, including a grand slam by Pat Burrell off the foul pole to take a 7-3 lead. But the Cubs have scratched back and have tied it at 7-all going to the bottom of the 8th inning. A run in the 7th and 3 in the 8th for Chicago. John Garland in the uniforms of the Padres of 1978, the era of Dave Winfield, Ozzie Smith, Raleigh Fingers, Gaylord Perry. And our starting pitcher profile brought to you by the Mark Condos, luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300,000s. Go to themarksandiego.com.
Well, that year in 1978, Roger Craig was the skipper. They finished at 84 and 78, the first time that the Padres finished above 500 as a franchise. Man, taking us back. And then you look on the flip side. How about those Pittsburgh Pirate costumes, Mr. Enberg?
Well, you think?
Yes.
You think they're sweet?
I love those. Man,
it just looks like such a midnight mistake by somebody.
Chuck Tanner was skippering those Pittsburgh Pirates back in the day. They finished 88 and 73. And,
remember at the time that Charlie Finley with the Oakland A's came out with the green and gold uniforms and the white shoes, and everyone said, what do you want to do, make the major leagues look like a bunch of softball teams? Look what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Finley was ahead of his time.
Back in the Three River days, Omar Moreno and company. Well, there was some speed on that team as well. John Milner, of course, Pops, Willie Stargell, Ed Ott, Phil Gardner, Scrap Iron. And don't forget the Cobra, Dave Parker.
Dave Parker. This is great. We've got the organ music going. Throwback Thursday, back to the good old days, and crowd continuing to come into Petco. And Andrew McCutcheon, the leadoff man, steps in. Solid average. Leading the team in most categories, the center fielder. And the first pitch of the game. John Garland just out of the strike zone. Garland here at Petco this year again. He's 6-2 with a 2.69 ERA. Foul back. That ERA is the 10th best by any pitcher in the National League at home.
Last time out for John in Arizona, those 6 walks in 7 innings.
60 on the season, Mark. That's it ranks in the top 10 in the National League. That's not really the book on Garland to be that wide.
Right, 6th most in the National League. And you know what he was trying to do in Arizona, though, because I was talking to Buddy Black about it. He'd get ahead. He'd want to try to have the Arizona hitters expand the strike zone, and they just weren't biting.
Right. So he wasn't wild. He was just off the plate. They weren't nibbling.
Right.
2-2 is fouled into the glove of catcher Hundley. Strike 3. McCutcheon goes down swinging, and let's look at the starting lineup for the Buccos. Brought to you by Floor Trader. Pay way less for your flooring and take it home today. Now open in Lemon Grove. McCutcheon, then Tapia, Walker, Jones, Alvarez. That's the young core of this Pittsburgh team. We'll be talking about them for many years to come. And Tapia hits that ball slicing into right field, and there is Ludwig to make the catch. Running out of room in that corner.
Yeah. Remember last night, Ryan Ludwig had difficulty catching that fly ball to right field. No problem in the 1978 uni. And a quick out for John Garland.
Did they use gloves in 1978?
That was the first year that the fingers were actually sewn together. Remember, because back in the day the fingers were apart.
Just put a string between them.
Yeah.
Just between the thumb and forefinger.
You make a good point, though. As we take a look at the patch on the sleeve of the Padres, there was the year that they hosted the 78 All-Star Game as well.
They've really gone all out, haven't they, to recreate the 78 uniforms. As Neil Walker, the second baseman. 303 is average. Those uniforms moraying in high definition. I like the way Vic Carapazza barks out those strike calls.
I do too. You have to sell it as an umpire. Out, safe, strike ball, sell it.
And we can hear it. Ball and a strike to the talented young second baseman. Just off the edge. Yeah, McCutchen, top of the Walker, then Jones and Alvarez. Those 5 are tied up for the next 4 years or more by the Pirates. High fly ball, left center. Denorfia easing his way near the warning track. And the Pirates are out in the first inning. 1-2-3 against Sean Garland. Hairston, Tejada, and Gonzalez coming up for the Padres. Five start and fans still arriving here at Petco as we remind you the SAP telecast brought to you by Carl's Jr. Get more fruit in your diet with a Hawaiian teriyaki chicken sandwich. Zach Duke from Midway, Texas. The left-hander is 6'2" and 205, 27 years of age. 5-10 his record this year. That batting average down on the bottom. 321 is alarming at best. Jerry Hairston takes a strike. Against San Diego, Zach Duke is 2-2 lifetime, 3.58 ERA. Both wins here at Petco.
Well, I look at Zach Duke and I'm already thinking about lefty John Candelaria.
That starting pitcher profile of Duke was brought to you by the all-new Cadillac SRX, the Cadillac of crossovers. John Candelaria. Boy, in his prime, he could rock and really feed that seed up to about 100, huh?
Yeah, he threw hard, and he had a delivery also that was very deceptive. But in his prime, yeah, he can get it up there.
2 balls and a strike to Hairston. Right center field, might be up the alley. There's a long run by McCutchen, and he makes a brilliant catch. Andrew McCutchen, oh, can he cover ground? Takes an extra base hit away from Jerry Hairston.
That's the way Omar Moreno used to run him down back in 1978. That ball hung up there just enough for McCutchen, and nobody happier than that man, Zach Duke. Way to pick me up there, partner.
He's an exciting player to watch defensively, and he's good on the offensive end as well. Andrew McCutchen. Strike to Miguel Tejada. Shortstop of the Padres, the new man. A couple of hits and a walk last night, scored 3 runs. He hits this one sharply down the right field line, and that one is caught. So a couple of shots. First Hairston in center, and Tejada down the right field line, and position just right was Delwyn Young for that out. Look at the Padres lineup, brought to you by Alpine Rock and Block. Start your next backyard project, fans, with Alpine Rock and Block. Now we've seen Hairston and Tejada both hit it well for outs. Gonzalez, Ludwig cleanup. Chase Headley, that's fifth. Scott Hairston in left, hitting sixth. Chris Denorfia, he's been on a bit of a tear. Nick Hundley batting eighth for the first time this year, I believe. And the pitcher, John Garland. Gonzalez with 4 hits and a walk last night, raising his average up to 297. A couple of RBIs. 1-1. And the shift is not so dramatic. Pittsburgh isn't swinging their shortstop over on the second base side after Gonzalez bunted for that base hit last night. A key play in the game.
That kind of sparked that ball club, didn't it?
It really did. It had that dugout stirred up.
Yeah.
And the bottom line to the Gonzalez play, got not only the infield hit, but then the throwing error by the pitcher, is the fact that he picked the right spot for that play, not with a couple men on. Ground ball left side and through into left field for a base hit. Under the sliding try of the rookie shortstop, Argenis Diaz. So 3 men up. All 3 have hit the ball sharply.
Well, Zach Duke is really not going to fool many hitters. The ball is put in play quite a bit, as you see the effort there. It sneaks through for Adrian Gonzalez. I mean, how about these numbers for Zach Duke? In 108 plus innings pitched, 142 hits, 32 walks. That adds up to 174 base runners in only 108 innings. That's working out of the stretch quite a bit.
And that's why you're 5-10. Ryan Ludwig, 274 is average. A couple of home runs in the Friday night win for the Padres, 4-3. And a RBI double last night. Just missed. 2-0. And Ludwig taking some razzing last night after dropping that fly ball in the late innings that led to an unearned run. He didn't find it very humorous. But it's a compliment when they can razz you about a misplay, as they already are fond in that clubhouse of their new teammate. And that one breaks inside. 3-0. Chase Headley will bat next, hitting from the right side today. I mean, it's just such a conflict of lines. Some going this way, circumference, some going vertical, longitudinal.
Yeah.
High fly ball. Shallow and right. Out goes the second baseman Walker. Glasses down as he makes the play, and the Padres are out in the first. They hit it hard, but come up with no runs, just 1 hit. On to the second we go. On this beautiful Thursday afternoon, Garrett Jones, Pedro Alvarez, and Ryan Domit to bat for Pittsburgh against John Garland. Fastball on the outside edge. Jones in the throes of a 13-game slump. He's only 7 for the last 47 out in front of a changeup. Nevertheless, he leads his team in home runs, 16, and RBIs with those 63. Good purpose pitch.
Not biting that breaking ball down and in from John Garland. John's making his 24th start of the year. 1978, the pitcher who made the most starts with 37, Gaylord Perry.
Pulled to the right side, 2 big hops for Gonzalez. Put out made to Garland, 3-1 on the out. 4 straight retired by John Garland to start the game. Let's check the rest of the Padres defense. Brought to you by Easy Turf. Synthetic lawns and putting greens. The best looking synthetic grass is now more affordable. Call 866-EASY-TURF. Headley and Tejada, Hairston and Gonzalez are on the horn. Scott Hairston in left, and Orpheus center, Ludwig in right. Hundley behind the plate, handling the pitches of veteran John Garland, a 30-year-old from Granada Hills, California. Pedro Alvarez, since being recalled in mid-June, he's played 50 games, 10 home runs. So over a course of a full season, he's looks like a 30 home run man.
Definitely has that pop. And pulling the ball down that line at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, yeah, that's going to be part of his gig as a big league Pirate in that ballpark. Can send it a long way.
That's in there. Fastball.
I'm wondering if John Garland's going to incorporate the spitter today, since Gaylord Perry was pitching back in 78.
Wouldn't that be funny? Let him just juice one up here, just for old time's sake. Maybe when he warms up. Outside.
And of course, our favorite left-hander of all time, Cy Young Award winner in '76, Randy Jones, made 36 starts that year in 1978.
Ooh, just inside, 3-2. While Gaylord Perry was using a variety of lubricants to get that ball to sink, Randy just simply dipped his fingers in that barbecue sauce.
Absolutely.
That worked every time.
Yep.
Spun it up there, 70 miles an hour. That ball hit high and foul deep down into the left field corner.
I remember Randy telling that the story about he just had Pete Rose in fits. That Pete Rose eventually turned around to the left side to bat against the left-handed Randy Jones, because Pete was a switch hitter. He just got so frustrated, he said, I'm going to bat lefty against the lefty.
Ball 4, a 1-out walk. Alvarez, the first base runner for the Pirates today. And catcher Ryan Dummett steps in. 257 average, played right field last night. Slowly being worked back into his normal position, that being the catcher, as he has suffered a couple of concussions this year. Was placed on the disabled list, didn't play when we were back in Pittsburgh a few weeks ago. He's hit into 13 double plays this year. That matches Garrett Jones for most on the Pirates club.
And you've got your double play pitcher out there, John Garland, with that heavy sinker. They've grounded into 16 double plays this year off of the veteran right-hander.
And that one hits Dummett. So a walk and a hit batsman, and that puts the Pirates in business.
Yeah, Domit couldn't get those feet out of the way. Skip a little rope. Where's it get him? Oh, the back foot looks like the top of the back foot.
Gilman at first. Alvarez moves to second. And a bit of trouble here for Garland of his own doing. Delwyn Young used primarily against the Padres as a pinch hitter, now in the starting lineup today. Switch hitter, batting .258. Line foul. Well back into the lower deck. Slider way out in front. As a left-handed hitter this year, Delwyn Young batting .248. 4 home runs. Less opportunity right-handed, 6 for 18. With 2 on and 1 out, Garland ahead on the count, 2 strikes.
Good idea. Trying to go up the ladder. I talked to Nick Hundley before the game, and I wanted to comment on John Garland's sinker. He says, you know what? He doesn't throw it that hard. I mean, he's 91, 92-ish. But he says his sinker's heavy. It's a heavy ball.
Hit the left field, right at Scott Hairston. 2 away. And Argenis Diaz just called up from the Pirate Farm system. They rate him, Diaz, as being the best infielder in their entire minor league program. He's had just 3 at-bats. Ronnie Cedeno starting at short the first 2 games of the series. Bouncing the slider to start the young shortstop, with the pitcher Zach Duke on deck. Chopped to third, foul.
You know, you look at these Pirate uniforms, what we have to realize, they had so many combinations back then. See the jersey? They had the matching pants. See the black pants? They had the matching jersey to that. So it was all black. The bottom would match the top, so it was all black. They had the all white with the stripes in the pants as well. Then they had the all yellow. And then they had all white. I mean, they had like 8, 9, 10, 12 different combinations that they could go to.
This combination looks to be a mistake to me. But what do I know about fashion?
Well, back in the 70s, think about it. I mean, you know, it was the disco era. A lot of people were free and easy, having a good time. Love is in the air, you know. Mix it up a little bit, be a little different. And the Pirates took it to the extreme.
A couple of throwbacks. The younger man had to be just a kid. Swing and a miss. He went around. Count 2-2 on Diaz with 2 on, 2 out here in the Pirates' second inning.
Going up the ladder on the fastball, up and in. And you betcha he went.
Fans reacting to the win. It's a gust of wind and blew a paper or a bag, and Joe West took care of it. They'll turn that into a dove and they'll fly away.
Some origami work.
Full count now to Diaz. That'll give the runners a start. This is one of those typical early innings, the first 3, that John Garland seems to find himself into. A hit batsman, a walk, and now 3-2 on the number 8 hitter. He got him swinging. A slider. Second strikeout for Garland. The Pirates come up empty and leave 2 in the top of the second. It'll be Headley, Hairston, and Denorfia for San Diego in the last of the second. Little military luxury yacht heading its way out to sea. And we remind you it's time to complete your 2010 Padres bobblehead set. Saturday, August 28th, the Phillies in town, 1:10 start. First 25,000 of you fans in attendance will receive an Everett Cabrera bobblehead presented by Ashford University. Get your tickets today at Padres.com. It's August 28th against the Phils.
Well, it's a sunglass day, no doubt about it. They didn't have those back in 1978. They had Ray-Bans, the Wayfarers. Those were the rage. But Oakleys like that, styling.
Jumps ahead of Headley, 0-2. Hitting right-handed this year, just 189. Left-handed, 309. Pulled foul. How's our man Alvarez down there at third with that bucket hat? Does he still pull that down over his ears? We'll have to get a close look. Yeah, he's going to. That's his style.
Yep.
Foul back. And the Giants in the ninth, walk-off single by Andres Torres. They beat the Cubs. Pressure stays on. That one is a fair ball. Alvarez behind the bag. Strong arm to throw out Headley. Colorado has lost. The Mets shut them out 4-0. Dodgers starting just about now as they are at Philadelphia. The Padres then need a win today to stay 2.5 games ahead of the Giants going up north for that big 3-game series. Ryder will be on the air tomorrow night. Is that a 7 o'clock airtime?
You know, San Francisco always has those weird starts, Dick. I'm going to check on that, and I think it's a 7:15 start.
But our Channel 4 San Diego time.
Oh, I think we hit air at 7 o'clock, maybe? I think the guys in the truck will feed us that information. 7 o'clock, hit the air.
Scott Hairston out in front of a changeup. So Scott Hairston and brother Jerry in a little bit of family contest, home run hitting contest, each now with 10 this season, as Jerry hit his third in 4 games last night to reach the 10 mark. Ground ball weakly toward the hole. Alvarez able to cut it off. 2 away.
Well, that was a nice play by Alvarez, playing a good third base. A third base that even Phil Garner would be proud of.
He had his troubles with the glove when we were in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
especially going to the line to his backhand.
He's got a good arm. Backing up. See Diaz.
Former star at Vanderbilt University. Cold strike to Denorfia. 7 for the last 11 for Chris. 3 doubles and 2 home runs included in the 7 hits.
Chris also going with the traditional stirrups, showing a little sanitary, gold sanitary socks under those stirrups, which I'm a big fan of.
I am too.
Yeah, I like that look.
A little higher stirrup for my taste. A little bit higher. 2-1. Denorfia. Outside. With Nick Hundley, the catcher, on deck. Yeah, the shadows now will become a complement to the play here at Petco from now on. And it's up high, ball 4. Duke has walked his first man. Nick Hundley, 242 hitter, comes to the plate. He and Torrealba have been an outstanding 1-2 catching punch. Offensively, you put their numbers together, they're second only to Adrian Gonzalez. Denorfia leaning. Spot where he might have the steal going. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if that's a good throw, that's the old snap move, the left foot off the rubber and then the dart thrown over to first base. Throw was high. He's got a pretty decent lead over there.
And of course, as you pointed out earlier, Mark, the catcher, Domit, has had trouble throwing runners out. He's 5 for 63. 58 out of 63 have been successful in stealing.
So the Pirates are also hoping now that the left-hander Duke will shut down that running game, being left-handed with that move of his.
Slides one in there for a strike. Actually a curveball. Denorfia was part of that double steal last night with Will Venable. It was his 5th steal of the season.
You know, because of the left-hander Duke, you might see a delayed steal. You don't go on his first move, maybe catch the infielders napping a little bit. I'm not saying in this situation because the second baseman Walker is shading over towards second base a little bit, but during the course when Duke is pitching, rather than waiting and banking on the first move that he's going to go to the plate, a delayed steal might come into play. And we've seen that many times this year as well.
Duke ahead on the count, 2 strikes. Hundley backs out. Down low, another curveball. Gusty conditions. It's like San Francisco.
Yeah, you can sometimes hear the wind on that field mic down there by the backstop.
Coming in off the ocean, a very refreshing breeze it is.
Ooh.
2-2 the count. Pirates leave San Diego reluctantly, even though they've not succeeded here. They have lost now 8 straight games to San Diego. They go on to Houston, have a 3-game weekend series with the Astros, while the Padres leave town for the longest road trip of the season. They got him picked off, but will they get him? No. First baseman Garrett Jones had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and DeNorfia had such a big break and didn't hesitate. He's able to come up with a steal, and that's a good sign. The 95th stolen base of the season. And we'll repeat, when the Padres steal, they're 41-9.
And the Padres were banking on going on the first move. It doesn't matter if Duke goes to the plate. It doesn't matter if Duke goes to first base. As soon as you see that foot up in the air, you are off and running. Good speed by DeNorfia, not even close. And chalk that one up to another King Stallman stolen base.
Chance for Hundley to give the Padres the early lead. Bounces it to third. Tough backhanded play, and Alvarez does the job. He takes care of all 3 outs here in the second inning. No runs, no hits. Padres leave their second man. On to the third we go. No score. Fans coming into Petco Park as we approach the top of the third, and it's time to say I'm in for 2011 by placing a $125 non-refundable deposit for any 2011 season ticket plan, the plan of your choice. You can guarantee at the same time your 2010 Padres postseason tickets, and you get 3 complimentary games to contest this season. 2011 season tickets on sale August 21st, but call now 619-795-5555 and place your deposit. Representatives are standing by.
I'm in. Well, look at the shadow over home plate, very significant. And it's funny because in 1978 the #1 song by Andy Gibb, Shadow Dancing.
Slow roller to Gonzalez. He'll get there and doesn't need to toss to Garland, as the pitcher Zach Duke is out. On that I'm in plan for season tickets next year. Hundreds of you, I understand, have already taken advantage of that. And now's the time. You know, it's no secret that the Padres, from the start of Petco, first year, season ticket sales were up in the 23,000 or so, and now it's drifted down half that amount. So there are a lot of great locations available for you fans of the Padres, and you can see the direction which this club is going. You might not take advantage, and of course at the same time, we're all hoping to enjoy some postseason action this year, and you'll be on that priority list. 1-1 to Andrew McCutchen. He struck out swinging his first time up. Fouled. think it's nice that on Throwback Thursday they brought in a throwback announcer. I'm really pleased at that.
Where were you in '78? With the Angels?
That might have been my last year with the Angels. Yeah, I'd already signed with NBC to do their college basketball and was going to work football with Merlin Olsen. And I might have finished, that might have been my last year.
Okay.
Up north at Anaheim.
Working for the Cowboy.
Oh, what a man.
I had the chance to meet Mr. Autry in Palm Springs. Spring training site. Where he used to sit in that chair right behind home plate, behind that chain link fence there where the tunnel went to the clubhouse.
Line drive foul down the right field line.
So, Mr. Autry, may I please get an autograph on a baseball? And he was very kind and signed it to me. He was all decked out in those cowboy boots and that suit. And he had that big hat.
Yeah, he always had those. He loved to wear those cowboy boots. I never saw him in anything else but. Ball 4, just off the edge. A one-out walk to Andrew McCutcheon. The only problem with the Angels training in Palm Springs, we stayed at the Gene Autry Hotel there. It was the Ocotillo, I think, at one time. One of those. Beautiful hotel, great pool, wonderful spa. The entire infield used to be there about 3 in the morning to enjoy themselves. I swear that the Padres were the only major league team in history. When they left spring training, they were in worse shape than when they came to spring training. March was a month of partying.
I loved Palm Springs.
And at that time of the year, it's glorious with all the flowers.
Sure, yeah. Nice little intimate ballpark there that they used to train at.
But they had no other facility. They only had one diamond, a little half diamond out over the right field fence. So it was tough to work on all the drills that, say, San Diego has, where there are multiple fields down in Peoria. What is there, about 6 fields?
Oh, it's unbelievable now. All these venues now, spring training ballparks, are great for ball clubs. They've got 4 or 5 fields, and then they're incorporated with the minor leagues are right there with them. They've got the half fields.
McCutcheon with 22 steals, so Garland wary of his presence. And Tabata takes a strike. He flied long to right field. His first time up sent Ludwig into the corner to capture his fly ball. This is his birthday. Happy number 22 to Jose Tabata. 309 average at 22 years of age in the big leagues.
Paint on the outside corner by John Garland. Very nice. That's the straight 4-seamer it looked like. Now John will counter with the 2-seamer down and in. The ball had a little bit more fuzz to it as well, a little bit more velocity.
Fastball low and away. 1-2. No score. We're in the top of the third. McCutcheon, the third base runner for the Pirates, all without a base hit. A couple of walks and a hit batsman. John Russell, their 49-year-old skipper, former catcher, 10 years of pro ball. Color scheme very similar with the yellows and browns and blacks in the two teams. Fouled at the plate. Well, the series beginning up in San Francisco tomorrow night. As we said, we'll see you here on Channel 4 San Diego at 7 o'clock. We'll not have a game to televise on Saturday. That'll be on the Fox Network. And then Sunday, a 1 o'clock game. The matchups: Clayton Richard tomorrow night against Jonathan Sanchez. Matt Latos and Madison Baumgartner in the Saturday game. And LeBlanc and Lincecum on Sunday. Sunday night, charter into Chicago for games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Day games Wednesday and Thursday. And then to Milwaukee, one of my favorite cities in the Midwest. Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Trying to get an interview with Bob Uecker over there. I'm going to see if old Uecker will sit down with us. Chop back to the mound. Good play by Garland. elects to get the easy out over first base. And there's 2 away with McCutcheon's speed. Didn't want to gamble on not getting his throw there in time.
John Garland showing some athleticism. He gets jammed on a pitch to his right, squares himself up nicely, and gets him by about 2 steps. Nicely done, John.
McCutcheon moving into scoring position with 2 out, and Neil Walker flying to center field his first time. Batters still in that one splash of shadow by the light tower over on the third base side. Hit deep on the right field line, hooking, foul as it rattles off the wall just outside the .322 marker. Garland happy to get a new ball here, and Walker back in the batter's box.
Just a little out in front.
Told you about Walker's dad, Tom, who pitched 6 years in the majors and threw a minor league 15-inning no-hitter. We were chatting about that last night. His dad also was playing winter ball in Puerto Rico, and his manager was Roberto Clemente.
Really?
And when Roberto went on that Christmas mission to Venezuela, to bring food and clothing, his dad was one of the players that helped load the airplane, the cargo airplane, and said, "Hey, why don't we go along, help you out?" He said, "No, I'll handle it myself." And sadly, the plane took off and crashed shortly thereafter, and we lost the great Clemente. 1-2 now to Walker. Dad settling there in the Pittsburgh area. That's where Walker started as a football and baseball player. McCutcheon off second with 2 out. 1-2. Tried to bust that fastball on the inside corner, but too far inside. Big pitch coming up here, 2-2. Walker with a chance to give the Pirates the early lead. And it's low and inside.
Well, John Garland's not afraid to throw that breaking ball 3-2. He'll try to backdoor that slider. He'll go to that hard 2-seam sinker away to the left-hander. And with first base being open, I think Nick Hundley's going out to the mound now to have a little bit of a chat. Look at Ted Simmons, the old throwback catcher himself.
See where Ted is going to manage in some winter ball down in Arizona. One of those conglomerate teams with 4 or 5 teams send their best rookie prospects there. And they're going to benefit from being around Ted Simmons.
Oh, yeah.
University of Michigan.
Go blue.
He can go through that crossword puzzle as quickly as anyone in baseball.
Yeah.
Sometimes he gets caught on that 3-letter word for feline. But once he gets that, on he goes.
You could spot me a C and a T, and I still wouldn't get that.
Full count. And another walk. So 2 walks here in the 3rd inning. And with 2 outs, Garrett Jones comes up. And 3 walks and a hit batsman. Garland yet to give up a hit. Here's Garrett Jones. Home run power. Grounded to Gonzalez first time. High strike.
You know what I've always wanted to mention? We've mentioned the shadows out in front of home plate and the pitcher's mound. You know, when you talk to hitters, it always looks worse on TV than it does in person. And I think what's a big key is the batter's eye. If the batter's eye is clear and the pitcher's clear, I think the hitter's pretty well off as far as seeing the baseball.
That ball hit high to shallow right center. Tough play, and Hairston able to make the basket catch a la Willie Mays going away. A big play by Hairston, not easy at all in the bright sunshine and with the windy conditions, and running away from the plate. Well done by the veteran second baseman. At the park, where you can enjoy a wonderful evening, folks. Happy hour 7 days a week by Irving Hughes. Life is a lease. Negotiate well. And by Cox Advanced TV. Ready for more choices? Go to Cox.com.
Till this day, Mr. Enberg, I don't get buoyancy. I mean, the Luna Spirit coming into the bay here. How does that thing stay afloat?
John Garland punches one up the middle and through into center field, just eluding the diving try of Diaz, the shortstop. And John Garland has his 8th base hit of the season. I did a little studying on the San Diego pitchers because as hitters, it's been a good core. That's their 38th hit of the year, and they're batting now with that hit close to 190 as a group.
It all boils down to cutting down on the strikeouts. It almost looks like Diaz kind of overdove, if that's a word or a phrase, because he kind of when he dove, he kind of shortened his arm up a little bit. It really wasn't fully extended. So the pitcher's just putting the ball in play, cutting down on the strikeouts, doing a good job.
Second Padre hit. Gonzalez with his single in the first inning. Leadoff man on, the pitcher, and here's Jerry Hairston. Hit the ball to right center field and hit it well, and that's a nice looking bunt. Catcher Domit, and he just does get him. That'll serve as a sacrifice for Hairston, very close to beating out the bunt single.
Well, Jerry getting down the line quite nicely and quickly with those shin splints. Those aren't fun, folks. And they just get the speedy Hairston. And moving up 90 feet, of course, John Garland.
Another roll of the ball, and that'd have been a base hit. So that gives Tejada and Gonzalez a chance here in the third with one out to bring in the first run of the game. Tejada rips that one, and it is fair into the left field corner. Garland can jog home on an RBI double. Miguel Tejada. It's 1-0 Padres. Well, Tejada was denied in the first inning on a line drive to right. No one caught this one. Rifles it over the third baseman Alvarez's head into the corner.
And that's exactly what the Padres need. A good-looking swing from Miguel. And back in 1978, Dave Winfield led the Padres with 30 doubles.
Tejada with his 4th RBI as a Padre. So he exchanges places with John Garland, and here's Gonzalez inside, ball 1. Second baseman Walker on this occasion out a little farther into right field, but the shortstop Diaz stays on the left side of the bag. He has to hold on the runner. Adrian with 5 straight hits. Big curveball. A walk and 4 consecutive base hits last night. Infield hit, that was the bunt hit. Single to center, drove in a run. A double to right center, drove over the center fielder's head, drove in another, and a single center again. His last at bat, and base hit through the left side to start today. 5 straight. 2-1. Padres, when they score first, are 49-17. Good omen. That one just did take a little bite out of the outside corner. Well directed by Zach Duke. Some of the grandstand umpires thought it was wide.
Let's take a look. Off the plate according to the pitch track.
Line drive, left field, it's going to fall. Tejada will have to hold at third. And 6 straight hits for Gonzalez. He's on a tear. That should get him up and over the 300 mark. He jumped 7 points last night, 4 for 4, from 290 to 297.
The amazing thing about Adrian Gonzalez, his swing isn't just one plane. He can go up and get the high fastball. He can go down and away and get the changeup. He can drop that head down and in on the slider from a righty and rifle it down the right field line. All the quadrants of the strike zone, it doesn't matter with this guy. He adjusts and gets that barrel on that ball more consistently than a lot of hitters at the big league level.
Tejada had to hold on the line drive, and the ball was a perfect one-hopper out there to Jose Tapia. So too much risk and not enough reward in trying to come home. So first and third, 1 out to Ludwig. He popped up his first time out into shallow right field. Walker made the play. One nothing San Diego here in the bottom of the third. Chance for more. Infield back up the middle, looking for a double play chance. That's a strike. Changeup. Duke had an elbow strain prior to the All-Star game. He was on the shelf for over a month, came back after the break, and has pitched better. Ground ball, that's made to order. Double play. 4-6-3. Hit sharply, and the inning is over. Padres settled for a run on 3 hits. We go to the fourth, 1-0 San Diego. Nolan trivia question. What would Willie Stargell use to warm up in the on-deck circle instead of a weighted bat? What did he use? Stay tuned for the answer in the next commercial break.
You know, you pose that question, I can just see Pops on deck swinging it. I know the answer.
Yep. Almost became a metaphor for the kind of hitter he was. All right, John Garland hasn't allowed a hit through 3. Has walked 3 and hit 1. Alvarez leads it off. And a strike. Alvarez, Domit, and Young in the 4th. He's in an unusual hitting streak here, Alvarez. It's a 7-game hitting streak, but more importantly, a 7 straight RBI streak. He's knocked in a run in 7 consecutive games. That's the first time that's happened by a Pirate in 5 years. Jason Bay went 7 games, hits and RBIs. That one lined into the right field corner and foul. But the last rookie wearing a Pittsburgh uniform to have a 7-game hitting streak and knock in runs in 7 straight, fabled Frank Coleman back in 1944.
Really? That's honestly one name I don't recall. It's quite a record, though.
Yeah, spelled without an E in the middle. It's Colman. No relation to the Colonel. Looked good today. Did you see the Colonel bouncing around?
Yes, I did. Walking around with his cup of coffee. He's locked in to do a big league ball game. Love the Colonel.
Fouled on a good rip by Alvarez.
Alvarez staying alive. By the way, Staying Alive, number 4 song by the Bee Gees back in 1978. Oh, there's more coming.
We Are Family. Wasn't that a hit?
That was 79.
Oh, that was
79. Yeah, remember that was the
swing and a miss. Strike 3. A slider gets Alvarez. 3rd strikeout for Garland.
Yeah, that was the Pirates' battle cry on their way to winning the World Championship in 1979. Sister Sledge, We Are Family.
Did you ever hear that song Celebrate? I think that's going to be a hit.
Really?
Oh, you know, and it's got such a punchline. You know, it has that celebrate good time. Come on. I like that come on part.
We'll have to see if that hits the charts. It does anything.
Well, they play it at a lot of stadiums, so I think it's catching on. Domit hit by a pitch back in the 2nd. Rips that one foul. Boy, the Pirates are taking practice down there in the right field corner, and what a catch made.
Yeah.
By our young ball girl. And she charged that line drive. Look at this.
Goes to her right and snags it. Yeah, nicely done.
Saving the Pirate bullpen. Look at them. They're all thanking her. That one ripped into right center field. No one's going to catch that one. DeNorfia trying to cut it off. Does a great job. And here comes the throw into second base, but not in time, as Domit has a solid double into right center field. The first Pirate hit.
You know, that was a nice play by Chris DeNorfia. As we take another look, Domit, okay, that's a slider down and in. Okay, speeds up his bat. Now watch, one hop. Chris DeNorfia actually catches that ball behind him cleanly. Spins towards his, I thought he spun towards the glove hand side. He did not. Squared up that shoulder. That's a nice play.
But if that ball trickles through and goes the 400 sign with 1 out, Domit's on 3rd.
Absolutely.
And a chance to tie it up on an out. That one nubbed toward the mound. Garland with the bare hand pickup and throws out Delwyn Young. 2 away. Domit holding at second.
Couple of nice plays defensively for John Garland.
Brings up the rookie Argenis Diaz, the shortstop. He struck out his first time. In case you're just joining us, the Giants and Cubs back and forth, and finally in the bottom of the 9th, the Giants on a Torre single, bases loaded, won at 8-7. Good stop by Hundley. At New York, the Mets shut out the Rockies 4-0. Dodgers got 3 in the first inning at Philadelphia. They lead 3-0. The Phils are up bottom of the second. Another ball in the dirt, blocked by Hundley. Slider. Diaz up there looking for his first major league RBI. He's just 23, another product of Venezuela. So many big leaguers from that country. With the pitcher due next, Garland working carefully to the young shortstop.
And first base being open. Yep, good call. A lot of sliders down and away, nothing to hit.
And one of those intentional unintentionals, or are they going to call it an intentional walk?
That is an official intentional walk.
The 4th walk of the game from Garland. 2 on 2 out again. The Pirates in 3 consecutive innings, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, have had 2 men on. Duke 3 for 33 batting this year. But career hitting, he has 17 RBI, so that's not an automatic out, this left-handed hitter. Doman at second, Diaz at first. Changeup, curveball.
Yep, good call. Way out in front.
One and one. Fastball missing. And should Duke keep it alive, we go to the top of the order. Andrew McCutcheon's on deck. And there's a sharp ground ball up the middle. Tejada gets him. Oh my, what a play. Not only does he save a run, he's able to whirl and fire and deny Duke a base hit. That's why the Padres are in first place. Defense can win games as well. On Sunday, 5 o'clock game, 4 o'clock home run derby. Watch the Aflac All-America High School Baseball Classic that features the top 38 high school players from around the nation, all here on the Petco Field. Get your tickets. They're available right now at Padres.com, very reasonably priced. See the stars of the future perform here on this San Diego Diamond. Chase Headley rolls it to third. Alvarez there. One away. 1 pitch, 1 out as Pedro Alvarez has been busy. That's his 4th assist of the game. Scott Hairston, he grounded to third his first time. A solid outing thus far by the left-hander Zach Duke. The line the Troubles has had on the season, 5-10 with a 5.32 ERA and a batting average against of 321. One run and only 4 hits.
Yeah, I looked at his line before the game and I almost thought it was a typo because 108 innings, 142 hits. He's given up 17 home runs in 19 starts, which isn't bad. Less than a home run to a start.
That one is hit well by Scott Hairston. Way back. And caught by left fielder Tabata in the shadows in left field. That looked as if it had the distance and just died out there at the warning pad.
I thought that ball had a chance as well, but you've got to really square it up to get it past that auxiliary scoreboard. It looks like Scott maybe just off the end of the bat a little bit.
He had it measured out of the batter's box, and with that wind blowing in from left field, that might have been just enough to hold it in the yard. So 2 outs. Hairston flirting with his 11th home run. Denorfia takes a strike. He walked the first time up and stole his 6th base of the year.
Well, when that one was hit, Zach Duke had one thing in mind. Zach Duke was thinking, "Baby, come back," by Player, the number 7 song in 1978.
Was he? Player? Was he a player?
Yeah, oh, he was a player. Player was the band, and the song was "Baby, Come Back." A great hit.
You're totally in the right area.
Oh, yeah.
Ground ball, right side. Walker across to Jones, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the first time for Zach Duke. We go to the 5th inning at Petco. 1-0 Padres.
Mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. Quality and value at an affordable price. Kind of like Padre Baseball. Call Murray Lampert Construction at 619-285-9222. They've been improving San Diego homes since 1975. Dick?
All right. Thank you, Mark. As we go to the fifth inning, and Andrew McCutcheon, the leadoff man, bats first. He is struck out and walked. Garland feeds him a fastball strike. 1-1. Well, you're throwing all the music and the lyrics and having some fun with 78. I'm going to go back much farther on this date, and this is serious. 1859. I'm not expecting you to know from that. Round ball. Oh, Headley. That's why it's hot over at that corner. Makes another good play. He continues to hold his ground.
Nicely done, Chase. That's not an easy play. It stays down for the third baseman and has plenty of time to gather himself and make a nice throw over to first base.
Brings up Jose Tabata. Anyway, on this date, 1859, a poet, English professor, who wrote a very famous lyric, was born in Falmouth, Massachusetts. And you know the words to that song.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
1859. A poet. It's a song?
She wrote the lyrics. She was an English professor and poet. Her name is Catherine Lee Bates.
I'm thinking either Happy Birthday or Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Well, those are good guesses. They don't sing it at ball games. They sing God Bless America, but they could. Ground ball sharply at shortstop. Tejada across. So two well smacked ground balls, one at Headley and one at Tejada for the first two outs here in the fifth inning. And they're beautiful lyrics. America the Beautiful.
Oh, yes. Love that song.
Could well have been our anthem.
Yep.
They elected much later to adopt the Star Spangled Banner.
Beautiful song.
Yeah, it is. Purple mountains, majesty. See the shining sea. John Garland's got the atom ball going here in the fifth inning. McCutcheon and Tabata couldn't hit it much harder on the ground, but right at Padre gloves. Neil Walker is fly to center and walked. Pitch count up to 76 now, 77 for Garland. His opponent, Zach Duke, has only thrown 51 pitches. Two quick outs here in the fifth. And the 0-2 pitch. That's such a purpose pitch. 0-2 sets up a variety of possibilities here at 1-2. That's foul down the left field line. Comes right back with a fastball. Also on this date in 1994, baseball decided to strike.
I remember that. No World Series.
Oh, that was a tragic decision. Took a long time to bring the fans back. 1-2. And that's clipped foul. And that's curveball.
You know, the more and more I think about that, that irritates me. No World Series in 1994. How can that be?
That's
terrible.
Right. It was probably the nadir of baseball in the last century.
Yeah.
One and two. That's on the inside corner. So he set him up, threw it inside for a ball, and then came back, and that ball tailing over the inside corner. And Walker is gone. 4 strikeouts for Garland. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the books. 1-0 San Diego. 1-0 San Diego, and time for True Baseball Stories, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find your Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com, because ready feels good. 1966, 44 years ago, the Pirates and Reds in a slugfest at Old Crosley Field, Cincinnati. 11 home runs between them, at that time tying the major league record, most in a game. Padres up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nick Hundley, then John Garland, and Jerry Hairston. Hundley grounded to third his first time. There's that curveball in for a strike. Padre run came on a leadoff single by pitcher John Garland. He trickled one through the center of the diamond. Moved to second on the sacrifice by Hairston and came in on Miguel Tejada's double into the left field corner. Well spotted, 1-2. So the Padre star at the moment is Tejada, RBI double, and a terrific play to deny a tying run for the Pirates on Zach Duke's ground ball. Down goes Nick Hundley on strikes. And that is the first strikeout for Duke today.
Well, Duke set him up perfectly. Fastball's down and away, and then Nick chased a high fastball. Take down the pitch prior to this one was down and away. In dome it, up in the crouch a little bit, goes up around the letters on that jersey, and Nick goes down swinging.
Garland with a single and the only run of the game, as he led off in the 3rd inning with his 8th hit of the season.
You know, Dick, there were a lot of great movies out in 1978. One comes to mind, Heaven Can Wait. Warren Beatty, and I believe there was a guy.
I remember that one well, yes.
Didn't you interview Warren Beatty in that movie?
I did, down in the locker room after they'd won the Super Bowl.
He was the quarterback for the Rams.
Yeah, James Mason was calling in his chips, taking them back.
Was it Leo Farnsworth? Was that his name in the movie?
Oh,
Leo Farnsworth, yeah, Warren Beatty.
Anyway, my role was to interview Beatty, and his answers didn't make any sense because he was really answering James Mason that we couldn't see.
Right.
I'll tell you a story about that. It was very interesting, and it took us all day to tape the scene that I was in. And John Garland is on board again. Not only a single and scored, he works Duke for a walk. Second from the southpaw of the Pirates. They brought in all legitimate football players. Many of them were Los Angeles Rams and some from USC, UCLA. So all the guys in the locker room in that scene were football players. And they had, I don't know, it must have been 30 cases of champagne because the scene involves everyone celebrating having won the Super Bowl. Well, it took all morning and all afternoon to finally get the final product that Warren Beatty, who was also producing and directing the movie, to get what he wanted. Well, the players, every time they started saying, they'd say action, they're opening champagne bottles and taking swigs and squirting each other and everything else. They'd cut, then they'd swig a little more champagne.
I see where this is going.
Hairston, who has sacrificed and flied out. So by the time we finish at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we've been there all day, and the football players they're really happy. I mean, they're really having a good time. They're not only squirting each other, they're throwing bottles. They're really getting crazy.
Where did they film that?
I had a game, an Angel game that night, and I walk into the booth, and Don Drysdale said, "Where have you been? You stink." And of course, my jacket was all just soaked with champagne. Right. And when you give champagne 3 or 4 hours in a sport coat, you can raise some pretty good, pretty bad aromas. So I had to clean and burn that one and move on. But what a thrill to be in that movie. It was one of the great movies.
Where did they film that scene?
Actually in the Coliseum. In the locker room of the Coliseum. They redressed it for movie purposes. – 3-0 to Hairston. Duke having a little trouble with the strike zone here. Pitcher Garland at first base with a walk. One away. And another walk. Back to back. Hairston on 4 pitches. 3rd walk of the game. 6th straight pitches out of the strike zone from the left-hander Zach Duke.
Jerry Harrison showing some patience after walking the pitcher. You know, there could be a time when the hitter goes up there and they get a pitch that's kind of close and they get a little anxious because they want to get on base. But no, great patience by Jerry. Put a little pressure on the left-hander Duke.
Tejada lined an out to right field and then doubled into the left field corner and takes a strike. So the table set with Duke walking the pitcher and the leadoff man. Adrian Gonzalez, on a string of 6 consecutive base hits, is on deck. Ground ball up the middle. Diaz flips to second. Walker and back to first. Double play. That's the second double play of the afternoon. Bailing out Zach Duke. Hit well, but Diaz, the rookie, good play. We've completed 5. You know, our men and women of the U.S. Navy, they can follow the Padres on iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, Android phone with MLB.com at Bat 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Padres.com today on your iPhone, iPod Touch, Android, or BlackBerry for more details.
Wow, look at the bill on that cap.
That's a William. It's not just a bill.
I like that.
So why do we have a delay here? Something's happened down in the left field side as umpire second base Joe West and John Garland. Their attention is not. Maybe they're turning on the lights here before we start the top of the 6th inning. 1-0 San Diego. It's worthy of noting that Garland, the best he's been able to do this year in terms of a long start, is 7 times he's gone 7 innings. He works now into the 6th inning with 84 pitches made. And the lights, indeed, that's just starting to ring up.
That meter's spinning.
Garrett Jones, the leadoff man, cleanup hitter here in the 6th, followed by Alvarez and Domet. 3 straight left-handed batters against the veteran right-hander, 30-year-old John Garland. Chopper past the mound. Gonzalez. 3-1. Just a quick footnote on Heaven Can Wait. You've probably seen the picture. It was one they used to advertise. It's me interviewing Warren Beatty in that locker room. And I've always wanted to have that picture. And Kevin Skinner, a longtime associate and good friend who has worked with me at NBC and CBS, ESPN as well. As a surprise, he got that picture, color picture, and sent it to Warren Beatty and asked him to autograph it for me and gave it to me as a Christmas gift.
That's a great picture.
And what Beatty wrote on there was, he said, to Dick, this, I'm interviewing, of course, Beatty. This is you could have been the next Brando. He said, this is you interviewing for the job as a lead role in Ishtar. Arguably the worst movie ever made. So a good sense of humor, able to laugh at himself, Beatty.
His sister's Shirley MacLaine, right? Warren Beatty?
Yeah.
Brother and sister.
Yeah. A little talent in that family.
Yeah.
Alvarez has walked and struck out. Garland working on a one-hitter, 1-0. Swing and a miss. High heat to Alvarez. See ya.
Now that was sweet. And speaking of sweet, Rick Sweet was the catcher for the Padres back in 1978. As we take a look at that fastball. And Sweet had a song, Love is Like Oxygen, back in 1978.
I like that. Mixing in the elements.
Yeah.
Brian Domit has reached on a hit batsman and doubled to right center. It's the only hit allowed by Garland. 2-0. Did Sauer ever make it with his
Sauer? Hank Sauer, but that was back in the Cubs days, back in like the 50s.
Right. Big Hank.
Yeah. I don't think Sauer really had a hit. I could look it up.
No, please. How about Saccharin? Maybe that was maybe Saccharin had a hit.
Saccharin.
That would be a good name for a group, huh?
You know what? You've got a good idea there.
My son's a musician. I'll have to send that one up to him. Ground ball sharply at Gonzalez. And another 3-1 put out as Garland. Second inning in a row. He's retired the Pirates in order. Let's go to the bottom of the sixth. Gonzalez, Ludwig, and Headley wait their turn. For the Sequan Casino postgame show immediately following the game right here on Channel 4 San Diego. Sequan Casino, San Diego's vacation getaway.
I don't even think Jenny Cavnar was born in 1978, was she?
It's interesting. In fact, Ryan Ludwig was a newborn.
Yes.
Jerry Hairston was 2 years old at the time. And half the roster for the Padres not born in 78. Adrian Gonzalez 2 for 2 today and 6 for the last 6. Sends that one back into the crowd.
Okay, now I'm wondering with the significant shadow, if a shadow like this, you've got hitter shadow, pitcher sunlight, batter's eye shadow. You know, on the plane tonight to San Francisco, I'm going to talk to some of the hitters and see what it's like. Get their take on that.
Foul, same spot. Adrian, with his 6 consecutive hits, has raised his average from 290 to 300. Tough to jump 10 points in 2 days when you're this late in the season. Try to get him to chase the curveball. Swings one wide again.
Yeah, throws a lot of those, flips up a lot of those big sweeping curveballs lefty on lefty. And as a left-handed hitter, you kind of gauge it. Okay, if it's at me, it's probably going to be a strike. If it's starting over the plate, it's going to be a ball.
That one hit down the left field line for another souvenir, a fastball. Try to sneak one past Gonzalez. And tell from his expression, he'd like to have another swing at that one. Throwback Thursday at Petco Park. 78 uniforms, both teams. Ground ball by the pitcher. Tough play for Diaz, but he ranges far enough and then throws it away. Jones mad at himself that he was unable to dig it out of the dirt, but the error goes to the shortstop Diaz. Leadoff man on is Adrian Gonzalez. That means he's been on 8 straight times.
Then he gets jammed with a Duke fastball. Plenty of time.
And he flipped it.
Oh, that's a very catchable ball. For you know what? I know the ball kind of short hopped him a little bit. Yeah, but that's a very catchable ball for Jones. You can see by his reaction, he should have had that one.
That's not a tough hop.
No.
So Gonzalez safe on the air by the shortstop, Ryan Ludwig.
Hey, make it hurt, right?
Yeah, he's grounded into a double play. That was with runners at first and third after a run had scored in the 3rd inning. Padres had a couple of men on in the 5th inning, and Tejada hit it hard into a double play. So twin killings have really taken the Padres out of potentially big innings. 2-0 now to Ryan Ludwig. Lit it up on Friday night with 2 solo home runs. Big hole right side. And he hits this one well to left center field. Back, and it is gone. Touch 'em all. From shadow to sunlight to shadow to the brightness of a 2-run homer. Ryan Ludwig, number 14, and the Padres take a 3-0 lead.
Put a notch in the shillelagh of Ryan Ludwig. It's the time to bust it open against these Pirates, and feels so good. Chuck Mangione, the trumpeter. Ryan Ludwig is feeling so good.
I'm going to throw a net around you and drag you out of here. Now that I did. Chuck Mangione. I love that music.
Great song.
Horn. Yeah. So the error is costly as Gonzalez comes in on Ludwig's 2-run homer and a 3-0 lead. Chase Headley 1-1 and 1-2. Grounded twice to the third baseman Alvarez. Well, that's why the Padres went after the former Cardinal, Ryan Ludwig. Put a jolt into one and get you some quick runs. And a swing and a miss. Headley goes down. Second strikeout by Zach Duke. Scott Hairston comes up. He just missed a home run his last time up.
That's the Dukes.
What was the classical music hit of the year in 1978?
No doubt.
Of course, to be classical, it had to be something written before 78. So maybe there was a most popular album, classical album. Strike. And that La Jolla Music Summerfest is ongoing in Sherwood Auditorium. Fabulous musicians from all around the country performing. That ball ripped into the corner, but hooking foul. About 10 feet off the foul pole. Curveball missing. 1-2. The Padres have hit a home run in each of the 3 games of this series. Hairston's fly ball to right center. And the right fielder Delwyn Young collects it for the second out. Chris Denorfia steps in. He's walked and grounded to second.
Well, I think there's a song back in 1978 that describes how I feel about you, Mr. Invert.
Uh-oh.
Debbie Boone's "You Light Up My Life."
Oh, isn't that nice? Pat Boone's daughter.
Yes,
Debbie
it
Boone.
was. Yeah.
Chopped by Denorfia. This is going to be a real tough play. No play. Well, Alvarez not only had to fight the high chopper, but the pitcher Duke interfered. He had to elude him, and I'm not sure that even with that strong arm of Alvarez, he was going to throw out Denorfia with his speed.
Yeah, we know that Chris can get down the line and off the plate, and look at him, head down. He is sprinting, and you're right, not a lot of communication right there.
That's a rally breaker. You know, that was a home run in Los Angeles.
That's right.
You know what, they're unofficially going to measure that inside the park home run as the ball that was hit the shortest distance from home plate to be a home run. Denorfia hopes he's in the book.
Absolutely.
It's that kind of play, only it bounced over the third baseman's head and rolled into the left field corner, and Denorfia didn't stop running until he hit home plate. Six hits now for the Padres in the game. 2 outs to Hundley. Padres now have hit a home run, at least one, in 7 straight games.
Hey,
muscling up in August.
Absolutely. Yep.
Hundley has 5 on the season. One and one. Grounded to third and struck out today. Denorfia has a steal today, his 6th. Looked pretty good.
Dick, did you do Wimbledon back in '78?
No, my first year was '79.
Oh, really?
It was the first year that the networks televised Wimbledon Live, the first breakfast at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Had tape shows prior to that. Jim Simpson.
I remember that name. Yeah.
Action with Bud Collins.
Do you remember if you took a stab at it, who won Wimbledon in 1978?
Oh, that's easy. Bjorn Borg.
You know who he beat?
That was one of his 5 in a row. The great icy Swede.
Who did he beat?
James Scott Connors. Then 79, Borg beat Roscoe Tanner. 80 was the classic against McEnroe, the 5-setter, but the 4-set went to the 18-16 tiebreak that McEnroe won. Looked as if he was going to finally beat Borg. Then in 81, McEnroe got the job done, beat Borg. Borg retired, young man. Well, the count goes full to the Padre catcher, 3-2, and DeNorfie will get in the starting blocks and off with the pitch.
Jones will play behind the runner, and he just threw a breaking ball to go to 3-2. He might throw another breaking ball here.
You saw Tony Gwynn on deck, so John Garland's afternoon is probably complete. 6 innings. Ground ball snared by Duke. That was on its way to center field, and the inning is over. Costly error opens, error by the shortstop, and Ryan Ludwig makes the Pirates pay with his 14th home run of the season. 3-0 San Diego. $0.50 Western and Cheese Melt with a cup of freshly brewed Seattle. Open at 7 a.m. Subway, eat fresh. And by Cox Digital Telephone. I know you're all ready for cheaper calls. Go to Cox.com. Luke Gregerson comes in out of the bullpen. John Garland's afternoon complete. 6 innings of shutout ball. Allowed only 1 base hit. That was the double in the 4th inning to right center by Ryan Domit. He walked 4, hit 1. And struck out 5. Tony Gwynn, and a double switch, goes into center field. Gwynn will bat in Scott Hairston's spot, 6th. DeNorfie moves from center field to left field. Peek at the man that's just produced the 2-run homer in the 3-0 lead, Ryan Ludwig. Gregerson will face Delwyn Young, the switch hitter. Turns around, bats left-handed. Then Argenis Diaz and the pitcher spot. Luke did not pitch last night. It was Frieri, Adams, and Bell that completed the win. He did work an inning and a third on Friday night. No runs, 2 hits. Walked 1, struck out 1. And slider in for a strike. Well, Zach Duke went 6 solid innings. Gave up 3 runs, only 2 earned. Pounded foul. Be interesting to see. Just two is available out in the bullpen for Buddy Black. Heath Bell has saved the last 2 games. They want to rest him going into the San Francisco series. Brian Wilson, by the way, I think he got the win in the Giants game today.
Yep.
They're tied for the most saves in the league, 33. Young's ground ball to short, taken care of by Tejada. 1 away.
Well, Mike Adams worked on Tuesday and Wednesday, as you mentioned, Dick. And you know what? You might see, you never know, Frieri. You might see a situation where they go to the left-hander Joe Thatcher if John Russell goes to his bench. Although the Buccos only have 1 left-hander on their bench.
Andy LaRoche, by the way, is in the on-deck circle and will hit for the pitcher Duke. Ground ball, and that one's through the right side for a base hit. So Young Diaz has his second major league single. And the second hit of the afternoon for the Buccos. Brings LaRoche, the pinch hitter, to the plate. LaRoche hitting .222, as you can see. So a 1-out single for Diaz as the Pirates try to scrape up some action, trailing 3-0 here in the 7th. Late afternoon sun painting the landscape here at Petco Park. Looking out at this incredibly glorious scene from our location out to downtown San Diego. The blue skies.
We are lucky.
The green pastures of the ballpark and the skyscrapers out beyond. The ocean just off to our left. Swing and a miss. Slider. LaRoche down 2 strikes.
Those hitters might be having a difficult time seeing that baseball, as we mentioned before. Shadow, sunlight, shadow. Or maybe their eyes are just fixed on that ugly brown and yellow jersey.
Off the edge, 1-2. Top of the order, Andrew McCutcheon will be next. Wouldn't bite. 2-2. In the background, you can hear the Squawk Box giving Duke's pitching line. 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. It was fairly close. So both pitchers, both starters, Garland and Duke, go 6 innings. Garland leaves with a 3-0 lead. Handing it off to the best bullpen in baseball. Little looper to second. There's 1. There's 2. Diaz didn't know whether or not that ball was going to be caught in the air by Hairston, so he was trapped in no man's land. And the Padres turn the 4-6-3 double play. And we go to the stretch half of the 7th inning. San Diego 3, Pittsburgh 0. Your energy savings expert. For locations, visit fandiego.com. And for ceiling fans, folks, you can go to Fan Diego. They're rocking and rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of rhythm here at Petco, the place to be. We hope you're making your ticket arrangements to join the Padres when they come back from this long 3-stop road trip, 10 games without a break. They're back here against Arizona on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. That's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then the Fightin' Phils are here for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, last weekend of August. See that hard-hitting Phils team. How are they doing? They've cut into the Dodger lead. It's 3-2 in the 5th inning in Philadelphia. Chris Rysop comes in for Pittsburgh here in the 7th inning. He pitched an inning the other night, allowed a run on 2 hits. And Tony Gwynn inserted into the game in the 9th spot of the order in the double switch. Leads it off with Hairston and Tejada to follow. Fouled back. 25,897 our attendance on this Thursday afternoon. 28,000 last night, and Tuesday night 23,000. So similar size crowds, approaching around 75,000 for the midweek series. On the inside corner, 1-2.
Just as a refresher, Rysop throws the fastball, curve, change, and a slider. He can get it up to the mid-90s now, 95, 96 on that four-seamer. He was claimed off waivers from the Braves.
Ripped sharply, and a nice play by Jones at first, and he gets it to Rysop for the out. Oh, Gwynn got all of it, but the big first baseman for the Pirates able to cut it off.
And nothing Tony can do about that. He hit it on the sweet spot, just couldn't get it by the glove of Garrett Jones. Nice feed to Rysop. Big guy going over there covering first base nicely.
Padres have right-hander Tim Stauffer heating up. Apparently he'll be the pitcher in the top of the 8th inning. And Pittsburgh will have the top of the order. McCutchen, Tapia, and Walker. 3-0 San Diego here in the last of the 7th, and to the top of the order for the Padres. Hairston robbed of a hit in right center on a solid running catch by McCutchen. Sacrificed and walked, so officially 0 for 1. There's Spike Stauffer. Down the line, one has to presume that Stauffer's role is going to become more and more prominent. And somewhere within this August series, the Padres are going to have to come up with a starting pitcher. And Stauffer would be the logical man to be called.
Absolutely.
Did a good job, remember, in Houston before the appendectomy.
Yeah, then he played doctor himself, got on WebMD, punched in his symptoms on the computer. An up popped appendectomy, inflamed appendix.
2-2.
Actually, it was on Timmy's iPhone. You have the iPad. That thing does everything. Found out all that information on his iPhone and called Todd Hutchison. Took him to the hospital.
Slap foul. The count remains 2-2. Strike 3 called. He hit that spot 3 times, and plate umpire Tarapaza with a consistent call on all 3, and Hairston out on strikes. So 2 away, and Tejada comes up.
Rysop was trying to just peck away at that outside corner. Looks like that ball comes back a little bit. Might have been off the plate a little bit, but hey, good fastball from Resop.
Tejada's hit the ball hard all 3 times. Lined out to right, doubled in a run, the first run of the game when Garland had singled. He brought him in with a double to the left field corner and then hit it sharply again, but right at shortstop Diaz for a 6-4-3 double play in the 5th with 2 men on. Late on that swing, 94 on the fastball. Six years ago, Tejada led the major leagues in RBIs with 150 with the Orioles. He's had some super seasons. The ball, 2 strikes on the veteran. Got him. Hits that same spot, a fastball on the outside corner. Couple of strikeouts for Resop as the Padres go down 1-2-3 in the 7th. 3-0 San Diego. With your very special Padres lunchbox, old-fashioned metal lunchbox, are great looking. And you'll be able to see the Phillies at 105 on Sunday, August 29th. The first 10,000 of you kids here, 14 and younger, will take home that Padres metal lunchbox presented by Bank of America. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at Padres.com. Luke Gregerson trying to work 2 innings, apparently. Able to get through the 7th inning, allowed a single, but the line, actually they play by LaRoche. The ball was caught by Harrison, even though they went through with a 4-6-3 double play. If you're scoring, that was a line drive 4-3 double play. Only 10 pitches required by Gregerson, so he's back out in the 8th inning. Ground ball, Tejada. So McCutcheon is 0 for 3 on the day, and here's Jose Tabata. Fly to right, deep, and grounded out twice. Garland had the ground ball going, 9 ground ball outs in the game.
You know, he had a couple innings where a hit could have been the difference in that inning, and the Buccos getting on the board, but he battled. He did walk 4. 1 was intentional, but he pitched very well today.
That play back in the 3rd inning with 2 men on that Jerry Hairston made, running away from the plate in the sun, wind, and made a basket catch.
It was even raining during that play, I think. Wind, the rain, the sun. He had all the elements to battle.
The tornado that just went right through that area. But he still caught the ball.
Great play.
Big play. 1-1. The birthday boy, 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. There's that Gregerson slider. His first strikeout. With 2 away, Neil Walker comes up.
It's just an unhittable pitch. You know, it's not that hard. It's not the hardest slider being thrown, but it's the tilt and the rotation and the break that makes it so nasty.
With all the left-handers lined up in the middle of the Pittsburgh lineup, Joe Thatcher starting to warm up. 2 outs here in the 8th. There's a base hit to center field as Neil Walker has his first hit. The Pirates' 3rd of the game.
Hey, Neil Walker's thinking, you know what? If I get a first pitch fastball, I'm going to be all over it. I don't want to face that Luke Gregerson slider. Luke threw him the first pitch fastball as we take a look. High 2-seamer at 90 miles an hour. What a good looking swing.
And here comes Buddy Black, and he signals with the left hand that he wants Joe Thatcher from the bullpen as Gregerson gets him 5 outs. But with Jones, Alvarez, and Domet all lined up next in the order, all left-handed hitters, he's going to bring in the southpaw Thatcher. And this pitching change brought to you by the Mark Condos, luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300s. Go to themarksandiego.com. Brought to you by Lolita's at the park, where you can enjoy a wonderful evening. Don't forget that happy hour 7 days a week at Lolita's. Joe Thatcher, terrific job, and when he's inherited runners, he's been able to pitch out of those innings, and that's a high mark for a bullpen ace. The only left-hander out there, and he sends the first one up and in, ball 1. Garrett Jones kept on the infield today. 2 ground outs to Gonzalez and a pop up to the second baseman. High fly ball, shallow and left. Denorfia. 2 pitches, and Thatcher's job is done in the 8th inning. No runs, a hit. Pirates lead 1. It remains 3-0 San Diego. Del Mar Racetrack. As you know, Diamond Club members enjoy free stretch run admission, reserve seating, free program, and selected half-priced concessions. Surf meets the turf. Dark on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, very special prices for you fans. Bottom of the 8th inning, and Joel Hanrahan is the new Pittsburgh hurler. He faces Adrian Gonzalez, and Ryan Ludwig, Chase Headley. Pretty good numbers for Hanrahan. He's been well used. This is his 52nd game. That ball hit high in the air, just missed it. McCutcheon in center field gives ground to Tapita in left for the first down. Finally, Gonzalez kept off the bases. He'd been aboard 8 straight times.
Well, high fly ball. McCutcheon's like, okay, I've got it. And then all of a sudden, Tapita.
Hey, it's my birthday, okay?
Takes charge.
Ryan Ludwig, the big blow, a 2-run home run back in the 6th inning after Gonzalez safe on an error by the shortstop. Well, we have a chance. Our sympathy to all the Pirate fans and the family of Nellie King, a Pirate announcer for many years. 9 years he worked with Bob Prince. He passed away yesterday at age 82. Former pitcher with Pittsburgh a couple of years. 2-0 to Ludwig.
A foul ball that hit his bat.
Yeah, it did foul tip. Just off the handle of the bat. Couldn't get it out of the way. 2-1. Looking ahead to the top of the 9th inning, the Pirates have Alvarez, a left-handed hitter, Doman, a left-handed hitter. Young is a switch hitter. And suspects that Thatcher may stay in, although Heath Bell and Tim Stauffer are warming up. Out of play.
If I would just go with a gut feeling, Heath Bell's going to be your guy. We've seen it all year long. Joe Thatcher did his work getting Garrett Jones to pop out.
Did he go around? No, says Rob Drake at first. 3-2.
You know, Tim Stauffer's been thrown out there a while, huh? This might be a bullpen session for him just to get some work in. You know?
Speaking of bullpen sessions, see why Chris Young, isn't he due for another one tomorrow?
I think so.
And cautiously optimistic, Young and the Padres. Oh, 98-mile-an-hour miss. That's a pretty good looking pitch. Ryan Ludwig walks with 1 out here in the 8th inning. There's Chris Young with David Eckstein, 2 men on the disabled list. If one would have thought back in spring training that the Padres would lose their top pitcher who'd only pitched 1 game, and that David Eckstein, perhaps their most valuable player in a lot of ways, would miss more than a month and still be in first place in August. You'd have a couch ready for you in some doctor's office.
And regarding David Eckstein, talked to him before the game today. He says he's pretty close to getting back.
His head's in the game, though. He's going to be a manager someday, don't you think?
I can see that, absolutely.
Headley batting left-handed for the first time. Slider, 0-2.
Well, it takes a special person like David Eckstein to. It's a matter of if he wants to stay in the game or not. You know, some guys play 15, 18 years professionally, and they say, you know, okay, I want to raise my family. I just want to do my own thing.
0-2 to Headley. Down in the dirt. Matt Stairs is on deck. The pitcher spot due next. So in a 3-0 game, unless the Padres score, it's a save opportunity should they bring in Bell. They'll save the first 2 games of the series. 20 in a row now for Bell. Strike 3. Off speed, it caught the outside corner. From a slider.
Hey, remember the sliders earlier in the at-bat, down and into Chase Headley was swinging over them. And hey, Hanrahan, he throws a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, the breaking ball.
So 2 outs. Ludwig at first base, and Matt Stairs pinch hits for Joe Thatcher. And Thatcher, 1/3 of an inning, did his job. Two and 0. Stairs, 33rd pinch hit appearance this year. He has 5 hits, 1 home run, knocking in 4. He'll be swinging if he likes this one.
He liked it.
Fastball by him. 97. Joel Hanrahan clocking it up there pretty good.
Yeah.
Two and 2.
I want to see Matty lay into one. I mean, send one from here to El Cajon on a fastball, you know?
Two and 2.
Slider. Ooh, fastball. I saw Domet set up down and in, and we saw that slider to Headley down and in, swinging over the top of it. And after pumping that fastball by him, I was thinking Hanrahan was going to have him chase down and in, but not the case. He tried to stick a fastball in on him.
In the dirt, 3 and 2. The slider bounces in. So the runner at first base, Ryan Ludwig, will be off with this next pitch. Padres 3 runs, 6 hits, and the Pirates no runs, 3 hits. San Diego working on a collaborative shutout. Garland, Gregerson, Thatcher, and whoever comes in to pitch in the 9th. Strike 3 call. Stairs knew it. So Joel Hanrahan strikes out Headley and Stairs. Called 3rd strikes. It's going to be Bell looking for save number 34 when we come back in the 9th inning. Afternoon brought to you by the San Diego County Toyota dealers. Comparing day results. San Diego 22-12. And the Pirates almost the reverse, 11-21. And Heath Bell indeed comes in. He's successfully saved 20 straight times and looks for his 34th overall on the season with a 3-0 lead. Protecting here in the 9th inning will face Alvarez, Domit, Young. Anyone gets on. Young Diaz, the shortstop, is scheduled to hit 4th. Alvarez walked and struck out twice, facing John Garland. .92 wide, ball 1. I want to say Friday night. You know, days of the week don't mean anything in baseball. Just you're playing every day. But Tuesday night, Bell walked the leadoff man and then got the line drive double play off the bat of pinch hitter Garrett Jones for the save. Then last night he worked a 1-2-3 9th inning with a strikeout. 1-1 pitch. Blew that one by Alvarez.
That fastball at 94. Heath Bell working 3rd day in a row. And you and I were talking in between innings. I think Heath had a stretch one time this year where he pitched 4 in a row. Keep an eye on the velocity. Oh, nice.
Got him. 95 for the strikeout.
Heath Bell going right after Alvarez. You can ring my bell anytime, anywhere. Ring, ring, ring. Strike 3. See ya.
Spotted perfectly on the outside corner. Pretty much Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, and Buddy Black go to the bullpen guys and they say, okay, you got something in there for me today? There's a strike. Ryan Domit, he has one of the 3 Pittsburgh hits today. And they leave it up to a veteran like Bell. He'll say, you know, I think it'd be better off. Give me a day's rest. Sure. I'll be ready tomorrow. But he must have said, hey, I volunteer.
See, that's a big thing.
Curveball, 0-2.
The pitchers know that they have to be honest with themselves, because if they're not honest with themselves, chances are they know, you know what, if I go out there and I'm not at my best, I might hurt the team. And Heath Bell looks like he is locked in.
He has Domit in the hole, 0-2. A little high.
Well, let's see what Pitch Track says about this one. Yeah, just off the upper quadrant there, off the plate.
Bell trying to secure the 14th shutout of the year for the Padres, 2-2. Teammates hanging over that rail, looking for the final 2 outs and a 3-0 win. Misses outside.
You know, I know that there's not one guy on this 25-man roster would go out publicly and say, you know what, we need to sweep the Pirates. I don't think they would say that. I mean, this is a pretty humble team, but I think in the back of their minds, this is what they had set to do. This is what they wanted to do with these Pirates coming into town and the way they've been playing this year.
Fly ball center field. In comes Gwynn, but he has to play it on a hop. Wasn't hit that hard, so a 1-out single by Ryan Domit. Hope still flicker for the Pirates. Going Young, 0-for-3. Comes up, turns around, bats left-handed.
So 2 more outs for Heath Bell to do just exactly that.
Pittsburgh trying to snap a 6-game road losing streak in which they've scored a total of 11 runs, and that would include this, the 7th game. Their road record on the year, 13-44. They've won only 13 of 57 games. Second worst, Baltimore, 16-40. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Still tough conditions for the hitter. Lots of shade and shadow. Chop back to the mound. Bell will go to second for one, and that's all they'll get. Young safe on the fielder's choice, and the Pirates are down to their final out. Ronnie Cedeno is going to bat for the rookie Argenis Diaz. Diaz a walk and a single, 1 for 2 in the game. But Cedeno brings a plate appearance and the ability, a little more pop in his bat. Started the last 2 games. Strike.
Now, even if Heath Bell is down on the velocity, I'm not saying he is down. He's at 93, 94. If he hits his spots, he should be okay. And he has spotted the fastball quite well in this outing.
Cedeno, a .245 hitter, 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Swing and a miss, and he was late pulling the trigger there. And Bell and the Padres have the Pirates down to their final strike. $25,897. Padres fans on their feet looking for that final strike. They got it. Strike 3. Bell closes the deal. 3-0 shutout. Mission accomplished at Petco today as the Padres sweep the Pirates and maintain their 2.5 game lead over the San Francisco Giants. Well done, Garland, Gregerson, Thatcher, and Bell for the combined shutout. 3-0. We'll be back with the final totals for you right after we pause for these important words.